line, please. Hold up on your practice. Your practice session is now over. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it, the start of boys single A squad competition. How about a nice round of applause for the athletes on this squad? Athletes, your arrows are now coming up. Good luck and good bowling.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Bowl TV for the 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships. We're in the live stream booth here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Matt Cannizzaro with USBC Communications. We are thrilled to be here to bring you wire-to-wire coverage of the 2016 event, which will crown medalists in singles, doubles, team, all events, and masters competition by the time we're all said and done here. Girls singles qualifying is in the books. Both their squads have completed their 6 games, so we'll get you a rundown of the top 4 there. And right now we're starting A squad qualifying for the guys. Total of 3 squads, A, B, and C. So we'll just have the one tonight, so we'll know who's leading through 6. But there'll be 2 more squads tomorrow before we know our finalists. In the boys competition, semifinals and finals will take place tomorrow night, so we'll have our first set of medalists. But right now, just getting underway. 10 minutes of practice in the books. Players are going to become very familiar with this 45-foot WTBA Rome pattern, tested on the ice oil, courtesy of Kegel. Big thanks to them for their continued support. Definitely going to have a different look. Most of the girls playing lanes a little bit straighter. We got quite a few two-handers. Some big rev rates here, so we're going to see the lanes open up quickly, I would imagine, compared to what we saw. So I might see, already seen a few guys into 4th arrow to start. Kind of thought that might happen. We'll get you a rundown of who's joining us here. Over on 15 and 16, we have Pakistan and Canada, along with a pacer. So just to keep everything fair and even, no one has less on a pair, so that's why the pacer is up there. His score won't count towards anything, but just keeping the pace, having a good time. Over on 17 and 18, Finland and the Dominican Republic. For those of you curious about Junior Team USA, they are not represented on A squad. They'll be back for B and C on Wednesday. Representing Canada on 15 and 16, we have Dylan Hunter and Jordan Klassen. Nice shot from our pacer, sending sticks around there. He's bowling with Pakistan's Amir Abbas Saldera. For the Dominican Republic on 17 and 18. We have Gregory Morin and Rafael Rojo. And from Finland, Tomas Kayako. And Santu's got a name, impressive last name, Tavanienen. A lot of letters in that, but we'll see what Santu can do. Big thanks to everyone for joining us. See some familiar names in there in the chat room. Thanks, Ami, for the kind words. We appreciate it. Del Marchena joining us as well. For those of you watching the end of B squad for women's qualifying, Mr. Canizaro is spot on with his numbers. So our final four for the ladies: Filippa Persson from Sweden takes the top spot, 1390. Second and third pair of Americans, Julia Bond, second with 1383. Jasmine Mason, third with 1340. Victoria Chin from Malaysia holds on to the final spot, 13 of 14. 2 pins ahead of Tracy C from Singapore, 13 at 12. So those are your top 5. Once again, only 4 go there. Tracy C first one out, unfortunately. Just 2 pins behind Victoria. But for Tracy, a good start towards all events. Hopes of making it to the Masters portion of the YWC. Or WIC, there we go. The 2016 event features competitors from 37 countries descending on Lincoln, Nebraska. More than 200 competitors overall. Some of the countries do not have a full team of 4, so in the instance of Pakistan in front of us, may not be putting up a score in doubles or team event that's going to win a medal in that specific event. However, those games do count towards all events. And of course, to learn more about the 2016 event, be sure to go down into the description area below the video. You can see a link to the official World Bowling Youth Championships page. Or if you just want to type it in, 2016 wyc.worldbowling.org. You can find results, the schedule, participants, the equipment they're using. A nice little feature as well. Live scoring and more. So be sure to check that out. Scores do update pretty quickly here. So we've been able to get the results pretty quickly. Definitely on site. Took a little bit longer to get going on the girls, but once we did get going, it was all right. So we'll see if it works the same way for the boys here. Our girls qualifying featured one perfect game, courtesy of our tournament leader, Filippa Persson from Sweden. She did that right here on Bowl TV in Game 3, and if you go to the official Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page, you can see a video of that 12th shot, courtesy of Matt Cannizzaro. Getting all fancy with his iPhone. Or if you want to go back into the archives and watch it unfold live, you can do that as well. So a lot of cool opportunities. It was an awesome game. Some great shots. We nearly saw another 300 follow it up in Game 4. Junior Team USA's Julia Bond starting off with the front 10 before a 6-7-10 ended her run for perfection. Definitely an exciting time if you're a bowling fan. A lot of excitement on the lanes. Of course, we got the World Bowling Youth Championships here in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Tournament of Americas taking place in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Some Team USA and Junior Team USA representatives there, and along with a few other countries. So they actually finished up their singles today. There'll be a article about that on bowl.com later this evening. And about the time we'll be finishing up here in Lincoln, it's going to be time for CBS Sports Network. Be sure to check your local provider to see what channel that's on, and you can watch the Under-12 Championships for the boys and girls from the Junior Gold Championships presented by Storm, Rotogrip, and Master. So we'll get to see two national champions crowned in the under-12 division. That took place just back on Saturday, just a few days ago, so quick turnaround. We get to showcase some of the top young players. But before you know it, we'll be competing for their national teams, possibly in 2018 in Detroit at the World Youth Championships. Nice shot from Canada's Jordan Klassen, 4 in a row. 5 out of 6 to start. Definitely going to see some interesting transition throughout this 6-game block. A lot of big rev rates just looking around the house. Handful of two-handers. Both of our players from Finland rocking it with 2 hands. Some Asku guy, I heard he does that pretty well from Finland. Of course, we're referring to Asku Palermo, PBA champion, and a superstar from Finland.
So Aaron Smith, we saw on our last drill squad some big scores early on the fresh 45-foot WTBA Rome oil pattern. And then when it looked like potentially 3 or maybe 4 of the top players from the earlier squad might be erased, the pace of play came to a halt almost, and only one player, Jasmine Mason from the second squad, able to make her way into the top 4 for the semifinals. It would be interesting to see how the boys attack this lane condition as the day unfolds and what the scoring pace will do compared to what we saw earlier. Now at 45 feet, the general idea on paper is that you're going to be, for the righties, a little bit farther left, and for the lefties, probably a little bit farther right, but not too much, as lefties don't often get in and open up the lane too much. But for the ladies, they like to play the lanes a little bit straighter, a little more direct, and for the guys, we could see them potentially, looks like even starting farther left, and really opening them up as the 6 games unfold, but we certainly will see a great mix of styles here in game number 1. Jordan there for Canada, pretty far left with his feet. Slow wheel. Definitely cannot leak the ball right for the right-handers. As we just saw there on lane 18 from Santu. Despite the extra revs of the two-handed style, that ball unable to make it back, leaving the 1-2-4-7. Moss here on 17. A little bit farther right. And he also unable to get the ball back. Shot there by Dylan from Canada. A little bit straighter, faster speed, and more direct to the pocket. Just didn't get the 10 out.
Few bowlers to our right, 19 and 20, getting off to strong starts. See if we can get their names real quick here. From Kuwait, Asil Al-Rumi, getting to the actually shoot 268 still. He just delivered a strike on 20, first shot of the 10th. 268 his max. From Macau, China. Manlok O. Get into the 240s with a few strikes in the 10th, so. Thanks to the folks at World Bowling for providing us with some pretty helpful programs. Chance to learn a little bit more about these players. Big thanks to them for having us here, having the opportunity to showcase the top youth players from across the globe. Of course, I can't forget our proprietor this week, John Lucido. Simply call him a good dude. John taking care of everything, making sure we're all right, making sure the bowlers, fans, everyone here has a excellent experience. It's certainly looking that way. John and his staff do a great job. One of the top proprietors out there. Thanks for all your hard work, Mr. Lucido.
Well, if he's in the office watching Bowl TV right now, he's not working that hard, is he? He's actually not.
He's allowed a break every once in a while.
No, sir.
No?
He has been everywhere. He had a great story this morning about filling the vending machine. He is the do-it-all guy here at Sun Valley Lanes. Just joking there a second ago. He's been great. Had our little live stream platform set up well in advance, and we chatted just about some of the things that we would need to be able to pull this off, and very accommodating, and just the whole Lincoln USBC. But Lucido, anywhere you turn, he's helping push the lane machine or filling the vending machine, working on the internet, talking to the sponsors here, checking on the paddock, checking on the restrooms, paper towel, you name it. He is the guy, and he's been in these shoes before, you know, as an international coach and a top competitor, collegiate national champion. He's seen every level of competition and knows, you know, what the players need and understands, and certainly has delivered. That is how you land an event like the World Championships in a quaint and welcoming town like Lincoln, Nebraska. And certainly for us, of course, living in the United States, maybe not an exotic location, but I would feel that for players from places like Finland and Kuwait and China, definitely an opportunity to see a new type of culture and landscape and have some delicious delicacies and the like. So with a little bit of downtime too, a chance to maybe branch out and see some neighboring cities and some of the cool attractions around, and even just walking around downtown or the campus of the University of Nebraska. It is certainly unlike some of the foreign places I've been at some of these events. I've been to Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi a couple times, and even went to the World Cup in Mexico, which you know, every place has its specialties, and I think Lincoln, Nebraska has plenty to offer these players as well. For many of them, they'll have a huge break between singles and doubles, with 129 boys in the field. Only 4 will advance to the semifinals, so that's a lot of work to be done.
Although I'm still a little against the wording boys, because most of these young men can grow a much cooler beard than either you or I can. That would take us weeks upon weeks to fill out. So, but yes, still in the bowling world, just kids, but definitely bright futures ahead. Got 3 200s over on 15 and 16, so once again we'll see how the scoring pace plays out. We saw that little bump in the transition for B squad for the girls earlier today, after getting off to a strong start. Of course, these players got 10 minutes of practice on their starting pairs. Never know what you're getting yourself into moving to a new pair, but in such an intimate environment here, 32 lanes, have the opportunity to run over real quick, maybe catch a shot or two, see where people are laying the ball down at. Arrows, break point, what's working, what isn't. Final shots. 17 and 18. Gregory is going to have the honor, wrapping up game 1. Looking to get to 181. Already has a strike in the books. Look down after that one. You got a little too far right. Gonna try something else here. Talking with coach. takes care of the spare for 171. So players moving around. Game 2 out of 6 for A squad qualifying for the boys here. The 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships is coming up next here on Bowl TV. So we'll be here through the conclusion. Already know the girls' medal round finalists. We'll have an idea of how the boys' scores are looking in just a bit. So game 2 coming up next here on Bowl TV. Thanks again for stopping by. We'll be right back. Game number 2 underway. Joining us on 15 and 16, we have competitors from Colombia and Germany. Over on 17 and 18, the Philippines and Malaysia represented. RAF scores updated on site, so as soon as it comes around, we'll get you a quick update. We'll see if our competitor from Kuwait, his 268 was enough. It was. Azil Al-Rumi, 268 on top of the standings. Manlako, 231. Yodong Xiao, third with 230. And we have a bunch of folks in the 220s. Looks like 19 players plus after 1 here in the early going. Joining us on 15 and 16. From Colombia, stepping up on 16 in a moment is Pablo Velasco. Looks like he's joined by Mauricio Cabrera. Our team from Germany staring down a 2.810 at the moment is Tobias Bier. He's joined by Giancarlo Reyes.
Aaron, I was just scrolling through the chat room to catch up on things and some questions, and while I didn't understand half of the comments because they're in different languages, I did see a couple familiar names in there, and folks who are kind of well known on the international bowling circuit, have been pioneers in a way. We talked to Almi Guerra. She sent a shout out earlier, and she was on with us a few times last year during the World Women's Championships in Abu Dhabi, and a terrific player, World Cup champion from Dominican Republic, and not a huge bowling powerhouse there, but she has done some amazing things with what she has available resource-wise, and always great to see her and see her tuning in. And the other name that popped out was Hazel McCleary from Canada, world famous bowling rider, Hall of Famer. And she has done some great things with the pen and paper back in the days before live streaming and traveling the globe. Haven't seen her in a couple of years, but always nice to see her and chat with her, and just keeping up on all that is Canadian, eh? So just a great pioneer in the world of bowling riding. And nice to see her tuning in today.
Very well said, Matthew. That's why you're the well-spoken one out of this group, so. All right, joining us on 17 and 18. Heading up to the approach on 18. From the Philippines, we have Gaspel Gaho. For Malaysia on 17, from the left side, Rafiz Ismail. He delivers a strike. Following Rafiz is one Nazimi Fakiri Faiza. We'll get our final competitor from the Philippines in just a moment. Final competitor, Luis Cantorna, looking to bounce back after the open in the second frame. Question in the chat about B and C squad tomorrow. You can actually find a lot of this information over on the official World Youth Championships page. You can get there by going into the description below the video, or you can type in 2016 wyc.worldbowling.org to get there. But asking for times for B and C squad tomorrow. B squad's going to hit the lanes at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. local time here in Lincoln, Nebraska. C squad scheduled to be on the lanes 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 local time. We're gonna
Mr. Smith, if you do go there and you click on the results tab, you can actually see who is on each squad, and it will tell you what lane they're going to be on each game. So it has a list of participants. So if you go to Boys B squad and the results and click on that, you'll see that Adam Svensson from Australia will be starting on lane 20. It has all 6 games there for you. Tell you who's who. So on that squad, for example, Team USA's Anthony Simonson and Wesley Lowe, a pair of two-handers, one lefty, one righty. They'll be starting on lane 17.
Those guys, I've heard of those guys before. Nice shot there from Pablo. Early double in game 2.
We had a 268 start, game number 1.
Azriel actually bowling one pair to our left, and he's still keeping it going. Start off with a pair of spares, 3 in a row after that, so. He's competing on 13 and 14 if you want to follow on the live scoring.
Aaron, big things happening for bowling in the Middle East. Really pretty amazing to see just the support that they receive over there. And we were there at the United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi, back-to-back years for the first the men and then the women's World Championships. And just the facilities there and the complex that they had for sports, absolutely phenomenal. And then some of the top coaches headed over there as well. Mika Koivuniemi coaching the UAE team. And over at Saudi Arabia, Rick Benoit doing some pretty special things for that program. And we had a feature on Rick and his team. He brought 10 bowlers, or a group of 10 bowlers, to the USBC Open Championships in Reno this year. They spent some time training at the ITRC, the International Training and Research Center at International Bowling Campus in Texas. Then came out to Reno, and actually as I was passing through just the other day, they were there again. So having another training session with Rod Ross, coach of Team USA, and just going through some different seminars. And now Aziel for Kuwait is having a great start here at the World Youth Championships. So big things happening across the world, really, and all due in part to the great coaching and just the advances in technology and the things that allow this all to happen.
Now, Matt, as the renowned international traveler of the two of us, Hong Kong a few years ago, back-to-back years with trips to Abu Dhabi, just when you step into some of these facilities, and I've gotten to see it on the live streams, but they almost look like almost kind of similar to stadiums that we've seen here, somewhat to the likes of the National Bowling Stadium, maybe the new South Point Bowling Plaza in Las Vegas. Just kind of talk about the facilities there.
Well, Abu Dhabi, as far as bowling centers go, probably the nicest I've ever seen. I think just the expansiveness of it. It wasn't as stadium-like, for example, as the South Point Bowling Plaza. It didn't have the ginormous LED scoreboards or anything, but just the size of the concourse was huge, very comfortable for the players. A lot of room down in the settee area for the equipment, plenty of room for spectators. It had a little bit of a high school gym feel to it, with bleachers that were able to pull out from the wall so that they could fit all of the spectators, and they really did it up there for the spectators for the finals and the semifinals. Abu Dhabi TV was there, and they had a nice setup for them with some platforms and boom cameras and different things. But it was just really high ceilings and bright lights, and it just had a real championship feel to it. And of course, very accommodating as far as everything, really, and just everything you need there. So really enjoyed that. And then Hong Kong was part of the athletic complex there as well. So all the different sports, the tennis and different things taking place there. Again, it's more about the people who help make these things happen, the hard-working crews. And I have no doubt that here at Sun Valley Lanes, John Lucido and his crew have been working hard at this event and getting ready for it since it was announced that they would be getting it. It's all part of a bid process, and has a lot to do with the facility itself and the community, how many hotel rooms, just the availability of different things, the ease of travel to a point, and just being able to organize the buses back and forth to the hotel for 10 days and that many hotel rooms and the banquet, and getting all the practice sessions going, and really turning over the facility. There's a lot, and Sun Valley Lanes, an intimate gathering here, 32 lanes, standing room only, and so a little bit different, but still the hospitality certainly shows or makes up for the size. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So I think each one has its own charm, and there's a reason that these locations were selected to host World Championship events.
Certainly feels that way. As we mentioned earlier, John and his staff go above and beyond. So big thanks to them. Once again, just even our live stream facilities here are something I've really never seen before or have had anyone really kind of go out and do for us. So much appreciated.
I mean, we're a little bit spoiled for the venues that we've grown up competing in and working in. With the USBC Open and Women's Championships, of course, the convention center setting. But these events, again, it's all about the people and the competitors. Just walking in the door and just seeing all the flags and all the shirts from different countries, pretty spectacular. We even heard the local newspaper guy say the same thing today. He just walked up and down the concourse, and you hear the players and coaches talking and cheering in different languages, and it's just a huge sense of pride to be on what is the biggest stage right now for youth bowling, and just one stepping stone in the movement or the future as we try to work towards inclusion in the Olympic Games. So potentially right now you could be watching some future Olympians doing work here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And really, Mr. Smith, I know that you are well aware now as you continue to add to your travels and your resume here, but the people that you've had a chance to meet, over the course of your events from around the world, and one name comes to mind as Herbert Bickel in Germany, just what he does for the sport and the teamwork that it takes, behind the scenes. And we've communicated with Herbert already today on some information and some records for this event. And Terrence Yaw from over in Asia, ABF Online, he's here taking photos and putting up results and maintaining his website, similar to what we do for bowl.com. But there's often an exchange of information or pictures and things to make the whole process complete from one continent to the other, as everybody, I think, is working towards that same goal of finding ourselves on the absolute biggest stage in sports.
That is a beyond excellent point there, Matthew Cannizzaro. Definitely, definitely a team effort all around. Was working with Terrence earlier to get some photos of our 4 finalists. And of course, Herbert with Bowling Digital. Definitely spent a lot of time back and forth with Herbert, getting him the news, information, and photos from our events. So I know people definitely use those sites in different ways, but all working together for one main goal.
Well, we know this event, the World Youth Championships, headed to Detroit in 2018. I would not be surprised if we saw the representatives from the Motor City here this week, taking a look at things and talking to John Lucido and seeing how everything operates, and the good and the bad, and the challenges maybe that he's seen throughout the week. And I believe the next adult World Championship event is headed to Kuwait. So just another opportunity to see a new part of the world for us, and another welcoming host. And speaking of Kuwait, Mr. Smith.
Azriel still striking. Could be thinking 260s, 270s out of the gates here. Could be putting up a big number for everyone in B and C squad to be shooting at if he keeps this up. He'll be up in the 10th frame in just a moment. 268 to start in game 1.
So Aaron Smith, a quick search, a control F of the World Youth Championships records, shows one match for the word Kuwait, and that was 2006 in Berlin, Germany. Mohammed Al Zaidan winning boys singles with a 13-16 total. Those formats have changed over the years, but that is the 1-for-1 match for Kuwait. So some past success here, but nothing else in the records dating all the way back to 1988. So a big potential right here. Long way to go, of course. Only game number 2, but a heck of a head start with 4 games to go on this squad, and then 2 more squads tomorrow. But hard to beat a start like 260, 270.
He's stepping up in the 10th right now. You'll be able to see his ball track about halfway down on 13. And that was not the shot he was hoping for. To get that one a little too far out, wasn't going to make it back. Leaves the washout. So with the conversion, can still get to 255. He's unable to convert, going to be in the 240s. Asriel unable to convert 243, but already at plus 111 through 2 games. In great shape.
Once again, folks, our continued live coverage of the 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships here in Lincoln, Nebraska. This is the first of 3 boys singles qualifying squads. B squad will be on the lanes tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. C squad coming up at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll have the boys and girls semifinals at 6:30 Eastern Daylight Time, 5:30 here. If you're in the Lincoln area and want to come on by, followed immediately by the gold medal matches in each division. So we're looking forward to that, giving out our first medals of the 2016 event here at Sun Valley Lanes. It's a long way to go, and some pretty good scores here on our first boys squad. So stay tuned as we watch the final 4 games. Right now, game 2 of 6. Crawling to a close here on our featured pairs, lanes 15 and 16, 17 and 18. It's a good old-fashioned time here. And we do appreciate everybody joining us here on Bowl TV.
Tobias's string of strikes ends in the 10th. Definitely did the damage there. Let's look at the 223 now for a few early opens.
Earlier today, we saw the third 300 game in girls competition at the World Bowling Youth Championships. The first one came in 2008. It was Daniela Alvarado of Mexico. That was in singles. Bernice Lim, a recent USBC Queens Major champion, matched that feat during Masters competition in 2012. And today, it was our ladies leader in her third game, on the way to a 1390 total. Just enough for Philippa Persson of Sweden to wrap up the #1 seed for tomorrow's semifinals. See if any of these gentlemen can match the excitement as game #2 concludes on 15 and 16. Final frames coming up on 17 and 18. Thanks for joining us. This is Matt Cannizzaro and Aaron Smith. 4 more games coming right up.
Final few shots on 17 and 18 here in game 2. A few of our competitors already making their way to 15 and 16 for game 3. Juan is looking to get to 217 now after his first shot of the 10th. Doesn't make it back to the 1-3. Once again, big thanks to everyone for joining us here on Bowl TV. Not only do we appreciate it, but these competitors do as well. We've had a great representation of folks in the chat room just from all over the world, so very cool. Folks tuning in, asking about Bowl TV, where can they go to watch, let their friends and family know back home. So we certainly appreciate that, once again, as do these competitors. Australia and Norway will be on 15 and 16. Got a final shot on 17 and 18. Juan looking to get to 217. We'll settle for 214. He's at plus 36 through 2. Do encourage you to share on social media that you're checking out the World Youth Championships here on Bowl TV. I know the good folks at World Bowling would definitely appreciate it. Hashtag 2016 WYC. We've got it in the at the bottom of the screen as well. So. Let us know who you're rooting for. I know a few folks waiting for Australia. Here in game 3, so we'll get our first look at a few of their players. We'll get you a rundown of who we got and how standings are looking after 2 in just a few moments. So everyone settle in. Game 3, halfway point of our final squad of qualifying today. 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships. Hong Kong and Chinese Taipei joining us on 17 and 18. settle into game number 3. Joining us from Australia, we have Michael Murray. And stepping up on 16 to clean up the 4-pin, Blaine Fletcher. No problem on the spare for Blaine. Up on 15, representing Norway, we have Jens Matheson. His teammate getting ready for his 3rd frame on 16. Arvid Espen. Chinese Taipei. Hungen Seng. He's looking to clean up the spare on 17, his teammate. Chai Sing Chen will be up on 18 in a moment. Representing Hong Kong on 17 at the moment, we have Ivan Tsay. His teammate today on the lanes, Alex Yu. Nice shot there by Ivan. 2 for 2 on 17. Scores are also updated online now. Azil Al-Rumi from Kuwait still on top of the standings. 268, 243 for a 511 total. It's equivalent to a 255 average so far, so he is on cruise control in the early going. Sebastian Uzariah from Peru in second, 453. Hoyeon Lee from Korea, 450. Yodong Seo from Korea, 441. 1 pin out, Jordan Klassen from Canada, 440. Total of 16 players plus through 2 games. Competition for the entire week will be contested on the 45-foot WTBA Rome pattern. So these players will get very familiar with it, get to see how it breaks down, see what ball choices work best for them. Once again, World Bowling rules a little different than what you're used to with USBC, so Players do have the opportunity to alter the surface of their equipment between games prior to the start of the next one.
Aaron, that was my favorite part of pseudo international competition. When I bowled the USBC Team USA trials back in the day, my one time, they followed that rule. So I enjoyed being able to freshen up the surface in between games, and I felt a little more confident with the ball reaction, being one of a few left-handers out there. And I feel like that's something that maybe we can somehow utilize across the board, but definitely cool to experience that. And that's as close to this kind of event as I'll ever get, I'm sure. But
So what was your Abralon pad of choice, 360 or 500?
Generally 500, and for some of the longer patterns, maybe 1,000 or 2,000. Just get in and slow hook it a little bit. I mean, that's kind of my A game, is a little bit straighter and a whole lot of ball speed. So with the different types of oils, especially something like this Kegel ice oil, it is much slicker and holds up a lot better than oils of years ago. So got to find a way to match up and knock all the pins down. That's the goal. And chances are, if I don't knock them down on the first try, it's probably going to be a disaster on the second. So
Hit the reset button, save time?
often, yes, unfortunately, but that's why we're back here. And besides being twice their age, that's why these guys are doing what they're doing.
That's true. I mean, I only got about 10 years ahead of some of these guys, but yeah, you might double a few of them. But you're the youngest looking 47-year-old I know, so.
Anyway, I came back with a wealth of information for you. Just when you think you know what you know about international competition, they switch it up on you. So I was inquiring about the format for the Masters portion of the event. And in my first go-round at the World Youth, it was round-robin match play with bonus pins. And this year, it will be a little bit different. So after we're done with singles, doubles, and team, total pinfall will determine the top 24 who will advance to the Masters portion of the week. The top 8 will get buys. They will sit out around and watch number 9 through 24 get paired off, bracket style. And they will bowl best of 3 single elimination matches. So after the first round, 8 players will be eliminated. 8 remaining players will advance to the 8 top seeds who had the buys. And then they will continue until there are 4 left. Those 4 will advance to the semifinals. They will bowl again, best of 3. 2 semifinal winners will advance to the gold medal match. And we'll have all of that for you here live on Bowl TV. It's that simple. Just got to ask the right questions. So tweaking up the format a little bit. Keep it fresh for all the repeat bowlers. A little bit of a different challenge. And you get to that format, whether you're number 1 or number 24, kind of just about have an equal chance. So we'll see how all that unfolds, but that is days from now. Still a lot happening between now and then, but that is why it is monumentally important to knock down every pin you can. You may be out of it for singles or doubles, but the big picture is that Masters top 24. If nothing else, what a cool experience. And it'll give you something to do while you're waiting for the banquet to start. We do have scores through 2 games. I'm confident you've already been through that, so I'm not going to repeat that. But what a great day so far for Alzil Al-Rumi from Kuwait. Outdistancing the field here through 2 games, averaging 255, and we saw us open in the 10th frame. Otherwise, could have been a whole bunch more. I bet you thought I was going to go through the whole thing again, didn't you?
I was just going to stare at you until you realized that it happened already, but always a good chance to reset, let folks know what's up. Arvid working on a few in a row. It's scary how good some of these kids throw the ball. Matt, it's just impressive to watch. Like that right there.
It is the exact opposite of watching us bowl. People say, Matt.
Precisely.
Folks, it is unbelievable how terrible these 2 guys are for people who work in bowling. So a great shot there by the Hong Kong left-hander. And again, Mike Seymour here from Australia, coaching the team this week. But their fearless leader back home, Bill Hoffman, world-renowned USBC coach, world champion in his own right, has a World Cup title, also part of that 2006 Team USA gold medal team, I believe. So he has done a few things in his day, and now leading the way, making these Hong Kong bowlers terrific. We saw one of their players last time around, Michael Mack, bowled very well on his home turf. Very good representation in Hong Kong. They've got 3 righties and a lefty. Let's see what they can do here in 2016.
Alex Yu, the lefty, gonna be stepping up on 17 in a moment here.
Also on their list of coaches, USBC and PBA Hall of Famer Del Ballard.
Delmas.
So Del not in attendance this week. Team in good hands, Mr. Seymour. Good shot there by the lefty, Alex Yu. Powerful for such a little guy.
Certainly find new and great ways to generate power in the sport, and it's, say on the men's side, it's getting that way where the power is so big, but then on the ladies' side, see the finesse game still certainly has a place in this sport. Some of the top shot makers in the world currently calling the PWBA home.
So, speaking of the comparison from the ladies to the guys, right now we've got a pretty good look at some different styles. We got the Chinese Taipei spinner helicopter style, and now for Australia, Michael Murray, his first shots, he was pretty far left, about the halfway point of singles here. Pretty close to 20 at the arrows. So we'll see the guys, some of them get pretty far in as the 6 games progress. Even the left-hander there on lane 15, sliding pretty far right, of course. He's got the long legs and the long arms. And As Aaron says, he's got some mitts. Really get on the ball.
And then stepping up on 16, Blaine Fletcher from Australia. Have you ever heard of a two-hander from Australia before? Great shot there from Blaine. 3 out of the last 4.
Well,
Making quick work of that rack.
that Australian two-hander you mentioned, Jason Belmonte, a team champion at the World Youth Championships back in 2006 in Berlin. So he has done it all, and also a singles titleist. Belmo 2004 in Guam. And you do a control F for Belmonte, and all of a sudden there's 5 matching. And surprising, the first 3, all the #1 position, all events title. Also that year in 2004. And he must have gotten tired. He only finished with the silver medal in the Masters. And then in 2002, picked up a silver medal in the team event.
Just got the opportunity to see Mr. Belmonte. And if you watch CBS Sports Network tonight, you'll get to see him in the stands at the Junior Gold Championships. We'll have the Under-12 Boys and Girls show starting tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. Once again, CBS Sports Network. And that was a cool experience. I've gotten to meet Jason a time or two before, and really didn't get to talk to him, but just watching him interact with the kids was beyond phenomenal. And you know, one of those things that probably doesn't get talked about too much, but deserves to be kind of off the scenes. At the end of each TV show, as we prepared for the next one to tape, I was out there getting interviews, talking to folks, and Jason went about his business and actually stepped away from his seat and went to talk to each of the competitors in the final, whether it was someone that just had a tough loss or, you know, kind of told them a few words of wisdom, consoling shoulder, and kind of letting them know they're going to be back at it again. And congratulating the winners as well, and just being very cool about it all. And so that's something, you know, cameras wouldn't have caught, but certainly should be recognized as a great ambassador for the sport of bowling. Of course, Belmo also on the board in hopes of getting the sport of bowling into the Olympics last year, late in 2015.
Whoa. Let's remind our users in the chat room, please keep things appropriate or you'll be sent packing. Nathan Jones, thanks for stopping in. See you next time here on Bowl TV. Right now, turn our attention back to a very well bowled game here on 15 and 16. Minus that miscue in the 10th frame there. Norway having a solid performance. Australia as well. That is the lone open across the 4 bowlers so far. If I would have mentioned it about 2 minutes sooner, I would have seemed pretty perceptive and got distracted by fits of profanity in the chat room. And now,
look what you did, Matt.
back to back, it's unraveling here on our featured pair.
This is why we can't have nice things. Tough break there for Jens. A nice game going. Could have gotten into the 230 still. That is a quick derailment there, but maybe the opportunity for a little bit of excitement here. See if kick a pin out here. Just takes the one for a 199 finish.
Do you have our latest question about Mr. Wiseman? Lucas Wiseman, former USBC PR manager, since has moved on to a new career. No longer with USBC, so you're stuck with the sweet sounds of Matt Cannizzaro and Aaron Smith for the duration of the 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Blaine Fletcher looking to get to 217 here. No problem on the spare. Alex Yu hoping to get to 206 this game. That shot right at target though. Get to 186. Sang 182 max. A few other pairs just wrapping up game number 3. You can follow live scoring by visiting the official World Bowling Youth Championships page online. A lot of ways to get there. You have the link in the description, worldbowling.org. Have a competitor from Japan making a run at 290 over on 25 and 26. Ryota Yakua was at 403 after one, looking to make a big move here though. It's on 25 and 6. Once again, live scoring available courtesy of the AMF. But for right now. We'll wait for our competitors. Game 4 coming up next here on Bowl TV, the 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Matt Cannizzaro. We appreciate everyone stopping by. 3 more to go before we call it a day here on Bowl TV. More bowling coming up next.
right, here we are, game number 4 of 6. We've passed the halfway point of our first boys singles qualifying squad. I see some questions in the chat room about live scores and standings. If you scroll down underneath your video window in the description of the event, you'll see a link to the World Bowling Youth Championships webpage for this year. And there's a lot of great information there, including both of those things. Live scoring, so you can follow your favorite players. And game-by-game standings, so you can see how they're doing overall. Right now, this is the first of 3 boys squads, so these will be the numbers to beat as we head into our next 2 squads tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern and 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Following those 2 squads, the top 4 overall will advance to the semifinals. They'll join our girls semifinalists, and all semifinal winners then will advance to the gold medal matches on their respective sides. And we'll have all that for you here live on Bowl TV right now. We're visited by the players from Macau, China, England, Japan, and the Netherlands. We've got, again, good mix of talent. Some lefties, some righties. I'm always impressed by the left-handers for Japan. They're just so smooth. Makes me kind of jealous. And we got some free-wheeling lefties for the Netherlands. So good opportunity to see the varying styles once again. And then there's no right way.
Talked about Ryota Yakua a little bit last game, was making a run at 290. I believe he fell a little bit short, but at plus 72 through 3. Washout there, however. His teammate getting ready to step up on lane 18. Katsuhito Nakano. So we'll see Nakano in just a moment. George Ackerman of England started with 2 strikes before leaving the 3-6. In the 3rd frame, he's bowling with Jamie Elliott. For the Netherlands, Kevin van Rooyen getting ready to step up on 17. His teammate, that free will and lefty you were speaking of, Dennis Vandenberg. There's a look at Jamie Elliott, nice shot. For Macau, as Manlako. Look at his teammate in just a second once he gets up there. Final player from Macau. Ho Leong Chiu. And folks, we are certainly not above being corrected in the chat room, so if we are messing up pronunciations or Americanizing names just a little bit too much, feel free to let us know. We'll do our best to get them right with a little bit of help. Got program book. I'm more than happy to write all over by each player's name, so certainly all right. Feel free to do so.
All right, crowd getting fired up here behind our featured pair as strikes adding up for the Netherlands. It's a 6-game sprint, so excitement well deserved and appreciated, I'm sure. Aaron Smith now taking a crash course in linguistics online here.
I have to learn more. Talking about hard G's and soft G's.
Spending G's. So we're at the halfway point of game number 4. Rolling along here. Boys qualifying singles at the 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships. Been here all day long. We saw the girls, 2 squads. Now we know our 4 finalists. We're going to check those out again. You can find a link to the World Bowling Youth Championships in the information box below your video screen. See all the scores from earlier today. Follow live scoring on this squad, as well as the standings as they unfold here for the boys. First squad of 3. Next 2 coming up throughout the day tomorrow before we head for the semifinals for both the boys and the girls.
Scores now updated through 4 games online. Azil Al-Rumi from Kuwait continues to lead, but found some struggles in game 3 compared to the pace he had been keeping. 188 puts him at 699. Ryota Yakua finished with 269. Put him at that 672. Few opens early on for Ryota. Korea's Ryodong Seo, 655. George Ackerman on our feature pairs at the moment from England is 651. Manlok O from Macau, China, 1 spot out of the top 4 at the moment, 650. So those are updated online. Total of 15 players plus after 3 games. So that number has slowly decreased as we've gotten into this. So I think we were right around 20 people plus after 1, 19 or 18, now 15. So that number proving that this 45-foot pattern playing a little tricky out there. You saw that with the, especially with the girls squad. The second squad definitely got a little weird. Looked like we were going to be off to the races after the first 2 games, and then just kind of slowed down after that. And only saw 1 competitor make it into the top 4.
right, so game number 4. Just about done here. Aaron Smith working on his Rosetta Stone. Over to my right. Right now it's how to say G in Dutch. You can never say this guy isn't trying. Aaron Smith trying to give the complete performance here at the World Youth Championships. Who knows when he'll get the call again to head overseas or handle a big international event. He'll be ready. You're watching live coverage from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. Terrific host for this year's World Youth Championships. Matt Canizaro alongside the multilingual Aaron Smith. We'll be here all week long. Thank you for joining us. Through 4 games right now, the number is plus 51. 651 is 4th place. Long way to go. We've got 43 bowlers on this squad and 3 squads of boys. Right now, Azil Al-Rumi from Kuwait leading the way, 699. Ryota Yakawa from Japan, 672. Seiyao from Korea, 655, and Ackerman from England, 651. Aaron Smith is back. Hola. Bonjour.
Hello.
Hello.
That was a very interesting YouTube video I just watched.
Sure, you should not be watching those types of videos on work time.
I suppose not. I still don't feel comfortable trying to do it.
Well,
I don't think I could do it on the pressure of Bowl TV and hundreds of people watching right now. I can't pull the trigger on it.
I've been around you now for 7 years, watching you trying to master the English language, and now feel free to entertain us. It's almost that time. If Dutch left-hander keeps striking. Playing from way downtown. Great shot there. Couple of splits, otherwise a finely bowled game.
Already done on 15 and 16 just about. A few shots to go. Ackerman was right around the top 4. Actually, I think he was in 4th. Gonna give a few pins back to the wrong side of plus after this game. Finished with 182.
Aaron, you do realize that between the two of us, you are the one with the most experience interviewing bowlers who speak Dutch. Can you name that player?
Absolutely, that's Danielle Vandermeer.
There you go.
2014 Women's Championships Diamond Singles Champion.
So you got to talk to her when she took the lead in 2014, and again at the conclusion of the event, and again as a defending champion. So you are a Dutch expert now.
I still don't think I can pull it off though. It's I feel it's similar to other languages, like rolling their R's. Like some people can do it, and I just, it even told me how to do it, and I still couldn't like properly function the way I'm supposed to make that noise. And to make that G sound the correct way.
Well, if it makes you feel better, right now in Amsterdam it's 3:30 in the morning, so I don't know that anybody's going to be tuned in and get too upset with you at this point in time. So if you want to practice, nobody can confirm that you are doing a good job, but nobody's going to give you a hard time either. So not sure if that helps, considering that this broadcast will be archived on Bowl TV within a couple of hours. And they probably wake up and catch up on things. But we've got about 8 more days of competition, so you could always turn to the right and get some help.
Could certainly use the knowledge. Kevin finishes up with a strike, 218.
You hear the boom shakalaka boom, that is universal.
Well, everybody loves NBA Jam, so it's universal in its own right. Altering the 10th for Nakano. Finishes with 201.
Uh-oh, Holland in the house. So, there you go. Not asleep.
Great shot there by Dennis, staring down an 8-pin.
All right, Aaron, we've got some either night owls or early risers in the Netherlands.
That's cool, though, and we appreciate you taking the time to watch us on Bowl TV and check out your fellow countrymen, young countrymen.
Not a country boy. Technically.
Technically.
Are we getting loopy because we've been doing this for 12 hours? Are we giving the same quality performance to the fans of the boys A squad that we did for girls A squad this morning?
Well, as good as we were then, I feel in our loopiness and our occasionally hilarious conversation, it occasionally gets better.
Well, then the good news out there for all of our friends across the globe, there's 2 more games to go.
Some folks chiming in about Finland. They're coming up next.
I do feel like the international crowd is a little more forgiving and appreciative of our witty banter than some of our domestic events that we cover. Amigera, always a pleasure. Welcome back, and after this we're going to post the recap on bowl.com, and then we are going to enjoy some of Lincoln's finest delicious delicacies.
As long as it hurts donuts. interesting place. I'm sure some of our younger competitors have ventured to while making their way around the downtown area. It's really the name of the place. Hurts, don't it?
See, sometimes at these events, Aaron, we spend a lot of time in the bowling center. We don't get a chance to see all of the sites that we should. We try to hit the highlights on some of the slow days, but the one thing that we have to do is eat. And each place has its own specialties, and even here in Lincoln, Nebraska. So we'll find some of those. And it's about all we can do. I don't think we're going to get on that that field trip to the outlet mall this week. We can now turn our attention back to the action. We have our early leader, Azil Al-Rumi. Looks like he is plus 106 after 4. So bowled a little bit better there after a little bit of a slip up in game 3. With the hot start. Should have him in or around the lead still. Starts things off with a strike here. Representing Kuwait. Sharing the pair with them this game, our friends from the north, Canada. And on the left-hand side, we've got Finland and Mexico.
Already had the chance to see Finland and Canada earlier today on Bowl TV. They were on our opening game of A squad qualifying, so they're back over here. Santu and Tomas.
Oh, the 32-lane house. And the end pairs not in play. Actually, a handful of pairs not in play. We're going to see the players a little more frequently than we would in a larger venue. And we are parked here behind 15, 16, 17, and 18. And for these guys, I believe the left lane's moving left, right lane's moving right. 1, 2, 3, and 4 out of play. 11 and 12 out of play. 21 and 22. And then the far end pair, 31 and 32. So everybody's squeezed in. 43 competitors on this squad.
And one pacer.
And one pacer. We'll have the same situation tomorrow for the two squads. And then we will cut the field down from 129 to 4. So that is there's a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, that's a cut. There's no messing around there. That's business. 6 games. It's a sprint. However, can't let a bad game or two or a few bad shots let you forget about the marathon portion. Of course, all events and masters, 18 game total of singles, doubles, and team event.
Kuwait off to a hot start here on our featured pair. Both players 2 for 2. And this is game number 5 now of 6. Almaguera, the trendsetter, in the chat room. At home, creating hashtags. We should have had Ami come join us here as a representative of Costa Rica, or I'm sorry, Dominican Republic, and join us in the booth. She had a great time with us, I hope, in Abu Dhabi. Great job, for sure. Ami, it's not too late. Hop on a plane. We'll grab another chair. And some delicious delicacies. All right, back to the action here. Mexico and Finland underway on the left. Kuwait and Canada doing work on the right. Game 5 of 6. Boys, A squad.
Martin Sanchez. Martin, perhaps? Of course, you have Martin Faba helping us out this week with World Bowling. Comes in a little bit high there, leaves at 3-6-10. Sanchez's teammate from Mexico today on the lanes in singles, Fabian Lopez. For Kuwait, we've been talking about Asil all day, getting off to a big start, 268. He's joined by Abdul Salam Al-Sagar. We'll see if scores are updated through 4. They are on site here. Been updating pretty quick online as well. It takes a few frames. Abdul Salam with the spare conversion. Great start for Kuwait. Asil still in first at 906. Santu moving into second with 888. Hoyan Lee, 881 in third. Jordan Klassen from Canada in fourth, 871. So those are our top 4 scores. So we got 3 of those players right here.
So the guys a little bit behind the pace of the ladies earlier today. First squad for the women. 1390, 1383, 1314, and 1312. And 3 of those 4 scores ended up being enough to make the semifinals. 1314 was the number. Second squad, we had a 1340 sneak in there, so 1390, 1383, 1340, 1314. Now just a little bit behind that pace here with 2 games to go. Great start for Kuwait here. Our featured pair, 7 out of 8. Not bad for Canada either. Dylan Hunter, spare 3-bagger. Jordan Klassen trying to stay up there in the top 4. Great shot for the double.
Nice bounce back after a few early opens, making the right adjustments.
Klassen right now, plus 71, is 4th overall. Good mental toughness there after the pair opens. Easy to panic, I would think, especially with such a short time. And too many mistakes would give you a whole lot to think about over the next couple days. These guys who don't make the cut now, or at least put themselves in position, will not be bowling at all tomorrow. And they'll be back for doubles on Thursday. So it'll be a long wait to think about a couple of mistakes. Two important things at this level of competition, especially on challenging lane conditions, is make your spares and let it go. If you make a mistake, put it behind you, move on. And we saw a great shot there by our leader, Azil El-Rumi. Had the front 4, rank 10 on his 5th offering.
True fact of the day. I would venture to guess one of Matt Canizaro's top 5 all-time favorite songs. Let It Go. You can sing it if you want. I won't.
I don't think we're that delirious yet to break out in song here in the live stream booth. But whether
spoken word, perhaps.
Whether in life or in bowling, sir, it is certainly good advice. Or on the Disney Channel, one of the 3. And I would guess that Disney's Frozen is a global phenomenon, so that all the people many thousands of miles away from here know what we're talking about, so we don't sound completely delirious and delicious and ridiculous.
Malaysia's Rafiz Ismail. 1 pair to our left, starting off with 6 in a row. Rafiz 8-19 after 4 games, so looking to make a big jump here, get his name into contention. Into that top 4, give him something to look forward to tomorrow, watching some scores. Big finish in Game 5 and Game 6 certainly could get you there. With this quick 6-game format, though, it'd be nice to shoot 220s across the house and just do, get your spot that way. How realistic that is for everyone, I really don't know, but I think you just got to leave yourself in the position to throw a big game or two, especially the way the scoring phase is kind of developing here. To give yourself a chance, you never know. Just maybe a big 270 here after kind of hanging around par and plus 20, plus 30, get around plus 100. All of a sudden, you're right there talking business.
Well, here we saw a couple of huge games today. The 300, of course, from Philippa Persson from Sweden. She finished at plus 190 with the 300. And then Julia Bond had the front 10 for Junior Team USA and finished at plus 183. And so they got most of theirs in one big game. And they were able to hang on. And then we saw Azil here with a huge start. Even with a miscue in his second 10th frame, able to continue in the top spot here through 4 games now. Just kind of grinding along.
Azil certainly turning around in game 5 though. 5 out of 6 to start. Again, trying to put himself in a position, put up a number, make everyone else think about it for a second.
Did you get the question again? Do you want to be the guy who comes in and posts the number? Not really having anything to shoot out except trying to outdistance your own squad? Or do you want to come in late and know pretty much what you need to get in there? So I think the jury would be kind of equal on that one. Everybody has their preference.
As Tom Petty says, waiting's the hardest part. Rafiz, 7 in a row for Malaysia over on 13 and 14. Their crowd, fans, starting to get a little loud cheering.
Santu in second place at plus 88 coming into this game. Struggling a little bit here. No strikes. And 69 in the 5th for Finland. Missed the bucket there. That is a tough spare on any condition. So time to regroup and refocus. Bowlers from Mexico, clean through 5. Finland having a rough go at it here at the halfway point. But this 45-foot WTBA Rome oil pattern, I don't think this is a make your spares and grind through it kind of pattern. Gonna have to have that big game or two. Once again, we'll have a recap of today's action on bowl.com later tonight. And we'll link to the scores and check out how your favorite players did. 2 squads of boys qualifying coming up tomorrow here on Bowl TV. And you want to check out some of the behind the scenes action, make sure to find us on social media. On Facebook, the official USBC Facebook page, Sport of Bowling USBC. And for me personally, Matt Canizaro, USBC. If you want to reach out on Twitter, which a lot of our fans out there like to do, send questions along or private messages, you can do so on Twitter at USBC Matt and at USBC Aaron. We're glad to answer those along the way. have the last few frames of Game 5 right now. And the exciting conclusion of today's bowling coming up in just a few moments. Tough game here for Jordan Klassen. Came into the game in 4th place. 2 opens to start, and 2 more opens. So 4 open frames in the first 7 frames. Able to throw a 3-bagger in there to make up some ground. See the frustration setting in. Kuwait bowlers continue to bowl very well here.
Abdul Salam is 3rd double of the game. Still looking for that first 3-bagger. Let's see if he can set up the foundation for him in that fashion. Still has 258 out there, as does his teammate.
3-baggers are overrated. I say just tack on another double.
We're not talking cheeseburgers here, Matt. This is bowling.
More delicious delicacies. So yes, instead of 3-baggers, just back-to-back doubles, even better. Nice game to our right for Dominican Republic. Gregory Morin had a pair of opens, but preceded that with a strike, and now a 6-bagger. So we can get to the 240s potentially without a spare. So nice run there. Gonna need some help. Just at 5-11 after 3, but strings of strikes are always fun. Create a buzz. And haven't seen too many super strings. One a pair to our left for Malaysia. Rafiq Ismail, perfect through 9, except for 7-2 in the 8th frame.
For the left-hander, that was a 247. You know, one of your personal favorites, Matt.
Looks like he's throwing urethane. High rev player. Like he has a little bit of room out there too, so. One more strike puts him in the 260s. Currently in 18th place at 585. Am I even looking at the right scores? I feel like we were already refreshed through 4 games. Where did it go?
You're just delirious about your delicious delicacies, Matt.
Oh, there we go. Another refresh. I knew it was there before. So I'm all over the place. But Ismail in 14th place. Shot 234 last game. Was at 819. And going to be in the 260s here. So nice push.
.265 for Rafiz Ismail from Malaysia. Gets him to +84. Through 5 games, so hanging around. Zia looking at the baby split. Just enough of the 3-pin. It's going to get him into the 230s here, so.
So roller coaster ride for Azil. Great start. Grinding a couple games and now looking for a big finish here.
Nice shot there. Yep,
for Mr. Hunter. So terrific that we, in unison, wanted to congratulate him on that double in the 10th frame.
It's true. One more strikes gets him to 229 and +30 overall. .238 for Azil Al-Rumi. Gets him to +144 overall.
So the sweet sounds have now become harmonious and melodious.
Santu looking for 4 in a row. Good shot, but sends a 6-pin flying past 10-pin. One more to go after this here on Bowl TV, and for the 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships, day number 1, nearly in the books. It's been a long day, but it's been a fun day.
We have a good question in the chat room. Was the 300 game on the stream or no? Yes, the perfect game was on lanes 17 and 18 here live on Bowl TV. So that'll be in the archives on the first squad of girls singles. I also caught the final shot and posted it on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page. So you can go on there, take a look, comment, share your congratulations. And perhaps we can see one more for the day. Get to our final game coming up here in just a couple of minutes. These two pairs are going to wrap things up, and we'll have game number 6 of boys A squad singles qualifying from the 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships coming up in just a minute. right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the moment you have all been waiting for, the grand finale for today's competition at the 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. We're going to have a documentary about the live streaming careers of Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith. We call it 12th Hour. We're about to wrap up day one. Boys singles coming to a close here for today. 2 more squads tomorrow. We already know our semifinalists on the girls' side. And by this time tomorrow, we should be giving out some gold medals here at Sun Valley Lanes. So that's what we're all here for. Besides the camaraderie and friendship, seeing a cool new place. It's all about the hardware. So 4 of the 129 boys entered this week will advance and take home some medals. Waiting on the standings update. We're inches away from the score monitor just above our heads, Aaron. I think when we were children, my parents told me, don't sit that close to the TV, you'll go blind. But I can see that Alzeel El-Rumi leading the way at 11:44, followed by Ho-Yeon Lee at 11:03. Rafiz Ismail, 10:84. Santu from Finland, we saw him just a minute ago, the two-hander, 10:76. I need to talk faster because we already advanced to the next screen. But those are the important numbers. Only 4 will advance, so if you're not in the top 4 today, you're probably not going to make the semifinals.
Certainly makes it tough. Joining us for our final game includes bowlers from Philippines, Costa Rica, Peru, and Colombia.
We'll be back on the air tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. here in Lincoln, Nebraska. If you're nearby, come and visit, say hello. Bring Aaron Smith something warm to drink or a blanket.
Gets chilly in here after a while, what can I say? That's okay, because the athletes are feeling all right now. 6 games in the books.
But if you do see the live stream shaking a little bit, it's just Aaron shivering to my right here. But the bowlers just getting warmed up this week. We'll have singles throughout the day tomorrow. Medalists crowned tomorrow night. Doubles action will get underway all day Thursday and Friday. If you want to see the complete schedule, you can find a link to the tournament homepage in the information section below your video. You see live scoring, follow your favorite players. See the game-by-game standings. Schedule for the week. You can even see what balls all these bowlers have in their arsenals. They're all registered. There are 6 bowling balls. You can see exactly what's in the bag.
Another cool feature is it actually tells you how many people in the field are using a particular brand or a particular bowling ball. So I know there was talk much earlier in the day during the girls squad about how many urethane balls Jesper Svensson had brought with him. I believe the answer ends up being 3, along with the plastic ball, and then 2 reactive balls in his bag for the next 18 games, and possibly more than that. We already got the chance to see the Philippines earlier today, so we have Gospel and Lewis back on our featured pairs. Same with Colombia, Pablo. And Mauricio. Our new bowlers. Let's get to meet them. Stepping up on 15 from Costa Rica. Jonakel Canejo. See if he can bounce back from open in the second. Does so the best way possible. Put it behind you. Stepping up on 17 from Peru. We have Sebastian Usuria. Cornejo. Am I getting closer? I can't roll my R's if that's what all the R's are referring to on me.
That's why we need Ami to come in.
I agree, yes.
So along with Rosetta Stone for the Netherlands, we need Spanish for dummies as well. I don't know though. You kind of have to be born into that R rolling thing. I feel like that can't be taught. Only thing I prefer to roll is pizza dough. That is my heritage.
Also bowling for Costa Rica is James Stanley. Did you know James Stanley, ITC champion this year with the McKendree Bearcats?
I did not know that. I have been educated now. So you bring some pretty great information to this production as well. It's not often you see both of us at a USBC event. We each have our wheelhouses. Aaron Smith, the resident expert on collegiate and junior gold. So we look forward to seeing Aaron at both events again next year.
We'll have the final player we have yet to announce and possibly mispronounce from Peru, Fabricio Delgado. We should be getting his name right, however, because he started off with 4 in a row. He'll be stepping up after Sebastian delivers his strike in the 5th. Great shot there. Back-to-back strikes on the right lane for him. Looking to get it going on the left, however. Delgado with a big backswing. Looks like we have a few players starting off with strings of strikes here. Handful of front 5s across the house at the moment. So again, if you want to follow along, live scoring available. Check out the link in the description, or you can go to worldbowling.org, go through the championships page. Find the World Youth Championships, or if you just want to type it in, 2016, wyc.worldbowling.org has everything you need to know right there.
I thought we had everything they need to know.
That's where we get it from.
Oh.
Azil, 6 for 6. He's looking to maintain that top spot and put himself in position to give everyone in B and C squad something to think about. Representing Kuwait here. Together some big numbers. Delgado, you can see from his body language, didn't necessarily like that one off his hand. Got a little bit too far right, doesn't make it back. Off to a good start, however.
Looks like we have 3 other players in the venue with the front 5 or better. Keep an eye out. Might have to make a tiptoe for it. Get some cool video highlights for Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page. Tournament leader, Azil. Trying to add to his growing total. Had a nice 230 game here. Azil El-Rumi, 11:44 for the first 5, trying to separate himself from the field here. Working on the front 6, gets 7. That's down on 9 and 10 if you want to follow along on the live scoring. Down on 5 and 6. Our friends from the Netherlands striking Dennis now 6 for 6 on lane 5. Well, we just wanted to see who was paying attention out there. And yes, the internet got dropped there for a minute, but we are back in business here. And the strikes continuing for Alzumi. Front 8. And will be the leader after the first squad of boys singles qualifying. String ended down for the Netherlands on 5 and 6. Split in the 7th for Dennis. And also a 9 count for Lopez down on 23 and 4. So Asil with the front 9. I'm going to take a walk, Mr. Smith. See if we can't get a highlight to go along with tonight's story. He will be the leader on the boys' side, so he'll make his name. He'll be on Bull.com with this picture. Be right back.
It appears to be the only string left in the house. All of our other competitors unable to strike, so get to see how it all ends here. Well, we won't get to see Matt. We'll have a better view. We'll talk you through it though. Azil getting ready to step up in the 10th. A few frames ahead of our featured pairs. So just like back in the day, we'll do it the old-fashioned way, the radio call. Matt Cannizzaro in position, however, to share some video perhaps. Here's Azil's first offering, 10th frame. Body language says 10 pin. And it appears to be so. But the important thing is big final game. Give something, or give everyone in B and C squad something to think about heading into tomorrow. Cleans up the spare, however, so 270s, big final game for him. Azil Al-Rumi was plus 144. Finishes up with a strike for 279. Puts him at 1423 for his 6 games and a plus 223 total. It's a 237 plus average for the day. It's very impressive from the young man from Kuwait. He'll patiently get to wait the next 2 days to see, or next, I shouldn't say 2 days, but 2 squads to see if it's enough. He certainly would think so, but once again, you never know. An extremely talented field here this week in Lincoln, Nebraska at Sun Valley Lanes. So nobody catching that zeal today from A squad since we're wrapping things up. Final game of the day here on Bowl TV. Recap coming up later this evening. Matt Cannizzaro has the record book out. See what he has to offer. What's up, Matt?
No, just curious. Anytime somebody has a pretty good day, you always want to take a peek. And well short of record numbers, but a terrific performance for Asile. Great start, great finish, and I think he's feeling pretty comfortable on this 45-foot lane condition now. And, if he could just figure out, perhaps there was a tricky transition there in game 3 and 4. Just work through that throughout the week. Maybe a ball change, surface change, hand position, something, and really put together some pretty big numbers. I mean, that was a terrific day, 14:23. The 6-game record, however, belongs to Dominic Barrett from England, 14:94. That's a familiar name. So some big shoes to fill there, of course. Well, we know he went on to do great things after his youth championships days, so you never know who the next big international star is going to be. That's a great start, though, for Asile. We'll have a recap of all the top 4 players and a link to all the scores here in just a little while on bowl.com as we wrap things up.
Have some nice scores as they wrap up on 17 and 18. Fabricio Delgado looking to get into the 240s here. Strike and good count, already delivered first shot of the 10th. He's going to have a chance to get back. One more shot to go on 17 and 18. 15 and 16. Just starting the 10th frame. Then we'll call it a day until 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow for B squad qualifiers on the men's side making their way. See what they can do on this 45-foot pattern. All right, bowling fans, that will conclude today's coverage here on Bowl TV at the 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. We know our medal round finalists for the girls after they've completed all their 6 games. B and C squad still to come for the boys. Step ladder finals tomorrow night. We'll turn the cameras back on at 10 a.m. Eastern as B squad hits the lanes for their 6 games. So that's going to do it for us. Take it away, Matt Canizaro.
All right, folks, we do appreciate everybody joining us here from Sun Valley Lanes for our continued coverage of the 2016 World Bowling Youth Championships. Not much more to be said. We had a great day here. Some excitement. We'll have a recap for you tonight on bowl.com. Back at it tomorrow with the rest of boys singles, followed by the semifinals and the finals. We're going to get our recap going, get some rest, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. That is the news for now, folks. We'll see you on the lanes.